Let's take our grilled turkey from this to this. I always wore one glove with a cotton insert because I'm basically trying not to burn myself, and I'll just use the knife in my clean hand. So the first thing I'll go through is remove the twine from the legs. I'm then going to go ahead and separate these first by just making a cut right down the side of the carcass. And then the nice thing is we can sort of just bend it a little bit, and we're going to see that bone right there just pop on out. Take the knife and cut right around it. I'll then go ahead and set this aside and come back to it here in just a minute. I tell you what, oranges on the inside, amazing. Smells so good. Smells so good. So same thing, I'm gonna go ahead and just follow that, get the skin cut, follow that all the way along the rib cage, and then flex up, hop that joint out. There it is. How's it going? And then same thing too. Go ahead and put this over here for right now. The next thing too is I'm gonna leave the wings where they are, and I wanna go ahead and then remove the breast individually. This is gonna give it a little bit of balance. So the keel bone runs right in the middle, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut down right alongside that. And then same thing here, down to the wishbone. Follow the rib cage down if you can visualize it. And sometimes it does not hurt also to actually come in from the bottom with a horizontal cut. I don't worry about getting all of the meat off of the breast because I'm just simply going to carve the carcass afterwards and pull anything else off that I want to go ahead and eat. And we'll separate that. And then same thing on this side, down the bone. Doing your best to preserve that skin because it is one of my favorite parts of the turkey. And we'll just follow that down. Oh man, a little juicy in there. Look at that. Whew. Okay, we'll move that out of the way. That down there. See all the extra meat? We'll just go ahead and pull that off then as we go. You know, I'm not a big turkey wing fan. At this point, they're pretty easy to simply pop out of the socket as well and remove it without even having to put too much pressure into it. There we go. But some people even remove them all the way, and I'm just kind of like, eh, whatever. I don't usually eat them. Put that out of the way, spin this around, same thing, go up here, find that joint, there it is, cut around it, and separate. Perfect. All right, so we'll set this aside just for a hot minute, and we'll come back over and we'll separate the thigh from the leg, and you can kind of visualize where that's going to be, in theory, so I miss it. So easy. Let's make it smarter, not harder. Come down the back side. There you go, and just separate it out. It goes more into the drumstick than you may realize. There you go. And then it separates it out like that. Clean that up. The thigh out of the way. Bring this back in. Same thing. Just follow the geometry of the joint. Find that and cut through. Thighs, I typically leave the bone in, but if you want to, for carving, you can remove it. Just make some cuts down each side, and then a little bit on the bottom to separate it from the meat. Looks really good. But oftentimes I find that, you know, one guest may want a thigh to themselves, in which case, have at it. And you can go ahead and carve it up and cut it yourself. And we'll separate it just like that. Then flip that over. And then if you want to go ahead and carve that up, just keep that knife nice and sharp and go through and slice that meat. Yeah, looks so good. I think there's no doubt about it. This is my favorite part of the turkey and the chicken, that dark meat. But I had some conversations recently with another friend, and that is the least favorite part of the turkey. Everybody wants to actually have the breast meat instead. So I think growing up I was a breast meat guy, but now I'm a dark meat guy. All right, the last thing then, for the turkey breasts, we're just gonna go ahead and slice those against the grain. That way, everyone's got a nice bit of white meat. Again, keep that skin intact. And this is obviously such a big bird. Well, bigger than a chicken. On the turkey side, this was only probably a 12-pounder. Look at that. So I mean, not that big on the turkey side of things, but obviously a lot of meat. And if you've got a bunch of friends that want white meat, we've got plenty to go around. And then I could always cut it again if I wanted to. Put that out of the way. Same thing over here. Cut this up. Oops. Making sure to go all the way through and not leave pieces mysteriously still connected together. In fact, you can see right here how we're going against the grain and just how juicy that is. Yeah, it's always hard to get the last few pieces cut without losing the skin entirely. Kicker is have a sharp knife as best you can. Yeah, not my best work. All right. So put the skin back on there for presentation, which is always a plus. There we go. We got our one cut up thigh. Got our legs, our still bone-in thigh, and then go back to the carcass and simply pull off all that great meat. Just stack that on the plate, and it can go really far with everything we've got on there. And chop it up, or even keep it for leftovers later, and do that. Don't forget all this great meat on the bottom side. And once again, those oranges, delicious. Delish. Throw in the wings. And there you have it.